Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out RV Daydream, and Heidi and I are going to go on a little campground excursion. Not really. We live so close to where she grew up. It is a campground there, or they have campgrounds there, and they're having a block party. So we thought we'd bring you guys along and just throw this on one of the videos.
I've been riding on a daydream.
Alright guys, so here we are. You can hear the band probably more than us. So we'll go ahead and show you. Guys, so you could see our little party that we went to. That was interesting. The lead guitarist was the lead guitarist for Michael Stanley Band. If you guys don't know who that is, go ahead and Google it. MSB. It's from the 80s. That was fun. That was a fun time. We slacked off on basically putting up videos because we had a lot of stuff going on that definitely was not video worthy. Heidi had her staycation. She's on her last couple days of that. And she's just cleaning the house. She's getting the house straightened out because when we were on vacation, it got a little messy. We've got another camera here. I don't know if you guys see it here. We're kind of doing a shot out here. The shadows are getting awful long. We've been out here shooting this video for about an hour.
And a half.
And a half. Okay, an hour and a half. But it's too long, and we didn't really get to cover the stuff that we wanted to the way we wanted to. So we thought we'd try to condense it a little bit more, and that's why we're shooting now. So, what have we been up to? I made those repairs on the truck that you guys saw the video on. I think I've got that fixed. Blow the horn. Sure. That's why we have the camera running again. Who knows what happens half the time out here. Why people do the stuff they do. But the truck, I've been running about 270 miles on the rear tank, and I've been running the crap out of it, and I haven't had any signs of an issue whatsoever showing up. So, I'll feel confident after 6 months. So it's going to be a little while, but so far so good. The camper, you can see here, I'll put a clip, our awning's starting to get a little bit destroyed. And as far as you guys talking about a generator and where to mount it and putting it on the back, it just doesn't work. If you want to look here, I'll put in a clip, and you can kind of see what's going on there. The problem is that the square tube of the bumper, that's not meant to really carry anything. It's very thin. It's thin gauged metal, and I would have to reinforce all that if I want to put a hitch on there, and then put a cargo carrier, and then a generator, and all that's going to be in the way of that trunk and my access for my power cord. I just don't want all that back there. It's not secured very well. I mean, you could, by the time I put a box on there to secure it, the worst place you can put weight is really on the back of a trailer. I mean, the axles forward is where the weight should go. But you can do it. People do it. And you just have to compensate trailer tongue weight to make sure it doesn't get neutraled out or anything like that. But I don't want that hanging off the back of my camper. It's not feasible for us. So we'll talk about that at a later time whenever we get a little bit closer to getting a generator, which I think I made a decision on a generator, and I might stick with it, and it's not the expensive Honda or the Yamaha. So whenever I do get into that, you guys, I'll definitely have a video on it, so you know what's happening. I think I've come up with a pretty good solution. We'll have to see how it works out. Just the other day, the weather got a little bit cold. It was unseasonably cold for 2 days. It got down to 56. The dew point was real low. Yeah, I had a jacket on. She laughs about it. I put a jacket on. Now that wasn't the high for the day. The high for the day was 70 something.
Yeah.
But in the morning, as it was climbing up from that low, it was too cold for me. Like I said, if there's a breeze of any kind and it's 65, 70 degrees, I've got to have a jacket and long pants. I had long pants on that whole day. It's nice today though. It was 90 today. I think it's about 88 right now, and the dew points are in the 60s, in the mid 60s to upper 60s. I love it. It's very comfortable. I can deal with this all the time. But that whole cold couple days there, it started to get me to think about, the whole process of us winterizing the camper and covering it up and being stuck in our house all winter long unless I get to go out and shovel snow and plow snow. Ooh, I have fun. Trying to keep my truck cleared off and trying to keep everything working and hurrying up and coming back in the house and sitting all day long. I just hate it. It's tough for me. I definitely have a problem with the cold season. It'd be nice to just pack up and go to Florida, but her and I are a team, and I'm here for a reason, and that's to keep the household moving cheaply so she doesn't spend any money. And just because it's something that I could hook up the trailer and truck and run to Florida for the winter and hang out there, I want to do that to her. Because quite honestly, I want to experience that with her, us actually traveling, a distance and actually staying somewhere for a long period of time. It wouldn't be as much fun. I mean, I would enjoy it because I was in warm weather, but I wouldn't enjoy it as much having her there. She needs to be there. So what's stopping us from doing it permanently? Well, kids and money, basically. And Heidi's, she's a protective mother. The kids are on her insurance, and they don't help pay premiums or anything like that. They got good coverage, but that's a huge amount of money that comes out of her pay monthly for their insurance. And they go to the doctors and stuff, so it's nice that they use it. Eyeglasses, that kind of things. But we're going to definitely start slowly transitioning them, just like we're going to be transitioning out of this household in 5 to 7 years, because we're almost to the end of the, me saying 5 to 8 years, we're 1 year short, so about 5 to 7 years. By that time, they'll be definitely on their own and have a good idea of what they want to do. So that's kind of slowing us down. We have bills. Like any couple, we have debt. But as far as if we sold the house, it would take care of that debt easily, and we'd have money left over. The thing is we would like to pay off whatever debt we have, which isn't very much. I want to be clear. I don't want to be specific. I just want to be clear. It's not very much debt at all. But every penny that we save by paying off that debt is just that much more we have from the sale of the home. As far as getting out and having an income on the road at that point then, what we'd like to do is, if the house, again, having extra money from selling the house, and if we bought a newer camper possibly with some of that money, we would still like to have enough money that we could travel, not a lot, but travel and stay in different places without having the problem or the concern of work camping and trying to earn money. Although I'll have money coming in from a mobile income, it's still not anything crazy, and we don't want to really count on that. We want to be able to earn money while we're out doing stuff. But for that first year, I would really like to see areas in different areas and just feel comfortable about the experience of being vacationers at that point and enjoying our time off. But just like everything else, her and I get stir crazy just sitting for any period of time. So hopefully after that year's time, we might be looking to, hey, let's try to find a place we can work, and have something to do.
Right.
But we want to go out and see things. There's certain things we'd like to go see. And selling the home would allow us to do that. So that way, we're not experiencing, Heidi leaving work and going to another job, and me leaving this and then going right to work maintaining somebody else's property other than ours. And also making our income at the campground that we're staying at. Because, quite honestly, the best way I can do it, as an example for me, is I used to work at the bowling alley, which I discussed in the past, as a mechanic for all the machines. And the worst thing was, is I bowled on a couple of leagues at the bowling alley. And nothing was worse than me paying, $20 for my bowling night, and then, like $45 for jackpots and stuff like that, because it was a scratch league. And then getting called up saying, hey, Mike, can you go back and look at lane 8 because they're having a problem with the rake? I wasn't on clock. My shift ended. I worked till 5 o'clock and I was done. And here it was, 10 o'clock at night, and they're asking me to go look at a machine. It's your boss. What are you supposed to do? Tell them no? Then whenever you need a day off, you might get told no. So I couldn't really relax, because whenever I seen a lane that they called back 3 or 4 times that there was a problem to the pin chaser that was back there, who wasn't a mechanic, and, I'm thinking, when are they going to ask me to go back? So I really could see where, when we're working a campground, not being able to leave the job at work, because your work is your home. And, there's a chance that, let's say you're supposed to clean the bathrooms. Perfect example was when we went to Put-in-Bay years ago. We did a tent camping thing. The camper host was really close to the bathrooms and the showers. And Put-in-Bay is kind of a partying town, partying area, partying island, I guess you can say. And somebody had come back and was obviously drunk and tried to take a crap in the bathroom, in the men's room, from a hard night of drinking, and decided he had too many nachos or something, and he tried to use the bathroom, but his drunkenness could not manage, and his dexterity just wasn't what it was supposed to be. And all I know is there were 2 stalls completely annihilated with this guy's feces on the walls. His underwear was in one of the stalls. It was just everywhere, all over the commodes. It was just a disaster. And here that camper host had to deal with it. Even though it wasn't even his job to clean the bathroom, he had somebody else that did the bathroom cleaning. He had to deal with it because that person either didn't show up, or it wasn't time for them to work, or something. But here, this needed addressed immediately. We're not talking about a bathroom that the floor needed mopped. We talked about a bathroom that needed hosed down completely. Well, I could see that. Always worrying, is, whenever we use the restrooms, is the toilet paper running low? Maybe I should get some. I don't want that headache right away. Maybe we can find an area that we like, and the campground we like so much that we embrace it and kind of take pride into it, and it becomes something that we would like to stay at and take care of as if it was our own. I mean, that's something entirely different. It's just like me working from home. Me working from home at my own business, at my own pace, doing my own work, my own way. The relief and the pride that you can take in doing that job without any interference is, there's just a level there that you have to experience yourself. Other than just going to work for a place you don't really care for, and you hate the boss, and you hate the way that they're doing, the work. You think you can do it better, and yet nobody cares. I just don't want to run into that situation, and neither does Heidi.
I definitely don't.
The other thing is like that job down at the dam site. Kay and Wally, those camper hosts. Hey guys, if you're watching, how you doing? Glad to see you again. Their day started at 10 o'clock, and
That's too late for me. I already got part of my day in. I'm an early bird, so I need something that, I don't know, maybe that'll change once you get out.
Could be. I'm a late bird, early bird, sorta. That's what we have these fit things on. It's not like we're trying to be health nuts or nothing. The main reason that we got this is to track our sleep. You don't have to push a button or anything. You just go to bed or you take a nap, and it kind of knows just from you sitting. I don't know how it does it, but it's not a heart rate thing. but it logs how much sleep you have and how many times you're restless at night and stuff like that. And it's kind of nice knowing how good a sleep we get or how many hours of sleep we get, which I don't get as much as I thought I did. And Heidi, she's restless a lot during the night, so that's kind of different. So that's what these things are for. And maybe when we're out camping, out full timing, maybe our sleep will change. Maybe we'll sleep in a little longer. Maybe we'll go to bed later. Maybe we'll go to bed earlier. It's hard telling. I mean, after a while, you can only have so many campfires at night and enjoy it, especially unless you're getting your wood for free. It gets expensive.
I've been here for 46 years in this area.
Yeah, 5 mile radius.
Yeah, 5 mile radius. So for me to pick up and go is going to be a little bit, I don't think it's going to be difficult. I do have family here. And my only other experience was Akron, and that was a crappy experience. Being in a bigger city and just different types of people and not so good neighbors, and yes, there are other places. So I mean, for me to pick up and move, I'm sure that it's going to be not a bad decision. I'm sure it's going to be a great decision. It's just a little bit harder for me to just pick up and move like he did 1,000,000 times. Okay, maybe not 1,000,000, about 15 times. We moved a lot around here. Not a lot. That's a lot to me. Before our kids started school, and then we've been here almost the whole time they were in high school. We were still in the same school district till they graduated. We're still here.
Yeah, and it's funny because me bouncing around all those years when I was younger, I never experienced attachments to houses or areas, or friends for that matter, people that I know. I didn't have any attachments that I ever formed. So it was real easy for me to just jump up and go. However, I'm experiencing something new that I've never had to experience before, and that is now I have like an attachment to this area because I've been here so long. I've been here for 20, how many years? 20,
almost 25.
25 years? So,
well, no, you've been
in
about
this area.
27 years.
Yeah. So I've been in this area for 27 years, again, within a 5 mile radius, and so I experienced some attachments, but I think that I'm okay still. I think that I can still break free with no problems. I'm almost positive, because the only other thing I can compare it to is my attachment in my old truck, and I thought after having it for so many years, once I got rid of it, that I would have remorse of some kind, and quite honestly, I don't. There's times that I think, oh, it'd be kind of nice to have, but for the most part, no. Because I have the tendency to really look around and see everything that's going on and think, man, this is really nice. Like in my case, I could say, look at my new truck, say, this is really nice. This works just fine. I have no problem with it. It's gonna be nice for me. I have an urge to leave and move, and she's the only one that can keep me standing still. It's hard for me to not want to flee whenever it gets cold, and not want. It's also hard for me not to want to go to where the warm weather is, because you guys know how much I love warm weather and being outside. I want to give her the experience that I had of traveling and moving around and seeing how cool it is. That you can just change your scenery and it's all new. Everything's new, and you get to experience a lot of new things. And there's a lot of things that are the same. You go to certain areas and you think for sure that they would do things differently, yet they don't. And here it's much the same. For example, when I went to Germany, I couldn't believe, other than the houses and the cities being clumped together, and then there's nothing for miles, and then all of a sudden another city's all clumped together. Other than that, like a lot of the scenery, a lot of the weather and everything, it reminded me of Ohio. It just kind of reminded me of Ohio. I mean, there's lots of times we've been driving down roads, and other than them goofy signs, or the roads being formed a different way than they are in this state. And every road's a little bit different. I'm talking about the physical road itself. Other than that, I could have been in Ohio and not even realized it. It just was odd that it was the same. Heidi's been on a kick just recently, getting rid of our old plastic containers. She hates them for some reason, and you know what? We got glass containers that go from the microwave,
To the
oven to the freezer, and they're glass bowls with lock lids. That's her new kick now, and so far we kind of like them. That's kind of our new thing as far as getting to where we are going to go full time. We started getting rid of some crap in there. So right now we're in the same holding pattern as we have been. Would we like to do another trip later?
Yeah.
Still this year?
Maybe. It's a possibility.
Yeah, it's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility if we go to West Branch, even though Heidi don't like doing that driving to work and stuff.
Oh, I got vacation time left.
Yeah. What
I
we'll
won't
do
be
is
off Christmas, so.
she's going to be off Thanksgiving. We're going to go to Arizona. Yeah. It takes us too much time to get out there, and not enough.
Have to have a couple weeks for that.
Yeah. And I do want to put this out there for you guys. I just recently been looking. For you guys that I comment on your videos and you guys are putting videos out there, let me know what camping areas you see are the cheapest for 6 months at a time or 3 months at a time. So, for example, I was shocked to find that there were places in Arizona for winter seasonal camping that was $3,500 for 6 months, and then there were other ones that were $1,100 for 6 months. Man, that's a huge difference. How much nicer is that other place that they're charging you $2,000 more? And also, I have a 13,500 BTU air conditioner. I'm kind of curious what you guys experience that are paying monthly on the electric, because a lot of these campgrounds, if you're paying by the week, they don't charge you for electric that you use. But if you're there for a month or longer, they usually charge you per kilowatt. And I know that it's anywhere from like 14 cents to 20 cents, whatever the case may be. I'm just curious about how much it costs you to keep your thing air conditioned during the heat of the summer in some of these places. Again, just if you have the ability to do that on a video, do it. If not, down in the comments, just go ahead and type it in, and I'd like to hear that. So the two things that I'd like to see from you guys is how much it costs for some of these cheaper campgrounds that you can say seasonally with full hookups for 3 months or 6 months, and how much it costs for electricities in those places, or any place for that matter if you're staying monthly. I'm kind of curious what it costs, because I don't know how much electricity our thing uses when we're fully hooked up and living in it and got everything running.
Right.
So I'd like to see that. All right, guys, it's definitely getting later in the day. Heidi's got some food cooking inside, and it's about time for dinner and me to go watch the Indians baseball game. I wanted to get Heidi talking more in the camera, but not yet. We got to find a topic she feels really comfortable and has lots of opinions on, because once you get her talking, phew,
I don't shut up.
she don't shut up. So that's it, guys, and as always, we hope to see you out there.
Bye.
Bye.